All right, so it's no secret that I have been very disappointed with my advanced review model of the iPhone 14. I don't think that anything has changed significantly enough to warrant a new purchase, an upgrade, or even fathoming the thought of putting any effort into acquiring one of these new iPhones. The upgrades are so insignificant, and I really feel like that is best demonstrated here. This is a live camera test on iPhone 14 hardware. This is shot in 4K, 60 FPS. As you can see, the image is, in my opinion, and I'm sure in your opinion too, significantly worse than the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13, for all its faults, all its incremental question mark whether it's worthy to upgrade or not, features, at least had a good camera. The iPhone 14 seems like a significant downgrade in quality. It seems like a significant downgrade in lighting. The HDR is all over the place. It's difficult to make out specific items in the photos, specific items in the video. The motion tracking is all over the place. There's horrible ghosting. The feature set in the camera app has been scaled way back. The customization has been scaled way back. It's just very difficult for me to entertain as a professional mobile phone concierge, as somebody who reviews tech on the daily. It's difficult for me to find somebody I could point towards, like a group of people or even an individual in my own life who I can say, hey, they would benefit from the iPhone 14. If you're done with Android and you want to come over to Apple, I would just as soon point you in the direction of the iPhone 13. This camera quality is atrocious, and that is, I believe a study was done in November of 2021. When you look at features top to bottom, why people are upgrading or buying phones, one of the first things they're concerned with, the camera is a top 3. In most cases, it's a top 2. All right, you're either talking about feature set or camera. All right, that's really what it comes down to. The camera on the iPhone 14 is a massive, gargantuan disappointment, and it's very difficult for me to sit here and say this because I have been Team Apple for 20 years. I've never said a disparaging word about Apple over half of my lifetime. All right, so for more than 2 decades, I have been waving the Apple flag, but today, I think I'm going to take that flag out back. I'm going to burn it in a barrel and then piss on the ashes, and I would offer to record this for you, but if I did so on my iPhone 14, you wouldn't be able to make out the flag being burned. The flames would leave such horrible ghosting on the image, you wouldn't be able to make out the individual cracks and the individual flames in the video, and the horrible lighting would make it nigh inconceivable to even understand what's going on in the video because the night mode is completely shot on this camera. It is terrible. This is a horrible product. I can't recommend this to my worst enemy. I would just as soon see you go buy a used Motorola Razr from 2005, used on eBay, and use that instead. You will get higher pixel density. You will get clearer images. You will get superior photo quality using a phone from almost 20 years ago than you will using the iPhone 14, because Apple have thrown up their hands and they have said, why bother continue innovating? Why bother continue trying to push the boundary? The boundary's set. We already know everybody's switching over to Android. At this point, all we can do is choose to try to ride out this sinking ship as long as possible, extracting every last cent from our loyal fan base, the Apple Elite's pockets, while this ship goes down. And that's exactly what they're doing. This camera quality is disgusting. And if you're buying an iPhone 14, you're taking the spit that Apple is shooting towards your face, and you're opening your mouth and you're swallowing it willingly. They have strapped on a thick 19-inch star-studded dildo, and they have you chained to the bed, cheeks spread open. They're ready to go to Pound Town, and you're just going to accept it willingly. You're not even going to try to clinch as they slide it in, no lube. I can't fathom anybody who would possibly identify as an Apple fan in 2022. The company has gone so downhill. It is not possible for them to sink any lower. I say this every year, and yet they find a way to stoop to a new low. This camera is just but the most recent in a line of giant middle fingers they've extended to their end user, including but not limited to removing a headphone jack, including but not limited to refusing to adopt USB-C as a standard that would make everybody's lives easier, God forbid, right? Including but not limited to fixing their picture quality issues when you get an Android user to send you a photo. You realize that Android had to spend money on a marketing campaign to try to get Apple's attention, because when an Android user sends an iPhone user an image, it looks even worse than this. Don't buy Apple, don't buy the iPhone 14, and if you do somehow end up with one in your hands, if you end up in possession of this disgusting device, don't attempt to take a photo with it, because it's going to come out looking like straight dog shit.